just want that real that I can vibe to. They just want that shit that they can ride to. I just want that real that I can vibe to. They just want that shit that they can ride to. So I give them what they want, appreciate the funk. Oh yeah.
Yo, what's good people? This is c.e.d back on your YouTube screen, and I'm back again with another video. This week we got another edition of Fairy Tales Decoded. This time we're talking about Little Red Riding Hood. Let's get to it. Once upon a time there was a little girl who lived in a village near the forest. Whenever she went out, the little girl wore a red riding cloak, so everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, Little Red Riding Hood asked her mother if she could go visit her grandmother, as it had been a while since they'd seen each other. That's a good idea, her mother said, so they packed a nice basket for Little Red Riding Hood to take to her grandmother. When the basket was ready, the little girl put on her red cloak and kissed her mother goodbye. You're on your same bullshit as Goldilocks' mom, bro. So what you think? You just gonna let your little girl go walk in the forest like shit sweet and think that nothing's gonna happen? Like, for real? You're the type of parent that leaves your baby in the car with all the windows up on a hot day to go in the market and shit, and when you come back and find your baby damn near dead, you wanna talk about, I was only gone for 5 minutes. Child services, come get him! Remember, go straight to grandma's house, her mother cautioned. Don't dawdle along the way, and please don't talk to strangers. The woods are dangerous. No shit. Why do you think you should take your ass with your child and walk to grandma's house? I don't like parents like that. Child services, come get them! Don't worry, mommy, said Little Red Riding Hood. I'll be careful. But when Little Red Riding Hood noticed some lovely flowers in the woods, she forgot her promise to her mother. She picked a few, watched the butterflies flit about for a while, listened to the frogs croaking, and then picked a few more. Little Red Riding Hood was enjoying the warm summer day so much that she didn't notice a dark shadow approaching out of the forest behind her. Suddenly, the wolf appeared beside her. "What are you doing out here, little girl?" the wolf asked in a voice as friendly as he could muster. "I'm on my way to see my grandma, who lives through the forest near the brook," Little Red Riding Hood replied. Wait a minute. Flag on the play, clipping, foul, flagrant foul. 3 seconds, hold up. Not only did you not listen to your mama and talk to a stranger, but the first thing you tell a stranger is the address to your grandma's house. Like, for real? You know what? From now on, I'm Team Wolf. Eat her, dog. Eat this stupid bitch. Then she realized how late she was and quickly excused herself, rushing down the path to her grandma's house. The wolf, a little out of breath from running, arrived at grandma's and knocked lightly at the door. "Oh, thank goodness, dear. Come in. I was worried that something had happened to you in the forest," said grandma, thinking that the knock was from her granddaughter. The wolf let himself in. Poor Granny did not have time to say another word before the wolf gobbled her up. A few minutes later, Red Riding Hood knocked on the door. The wolf jumped into bed and pulled the covers over his nose. "Who is it?" he asked in a cackling voice. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood." "Oh, how lovely. Do come in, my dear," croaked the wolf. When Little Red Riding Hood entered the little cottage, she could scarcely recognize her grandmother. "Grandmother, your voice sounds so odd. Is something the matter?" she asked. "Oh, just have touch of a cold," squeaked the wolf, adding a cough at the end to prove the point. Little Red Riding Hood, if you believe that shit, you real stupid. Really stupid, dog. Not once has that ever worked for you to say you sick and then drop a little and people believe that shit. You know how many times I tried that with my mom, yo, when I was trying to get out of school? "Mom, I'm a little sick. I can't go to school."
Boy, if you don't get...
Bullshit alert. Bullshit alert. "But grandmother, what big ears you have," said Little Red Riding Hood as she edged closer to the bed. "The better to hear you with, my dear," replied the wolf. "But grandmother, what big eyes you have," said Little Red Riding Hood. "The better to see you with, my dear," replied the wolf. "But grandmother, what big teeth you have," said Little Red Riding Hood, her voice quivering slightly. "The better to eat you with, my dear," roared the wolf as he leapt out of the bed and began to chase the little girl. Almost too late, Little Red Riding Hood realized that the person in the bed was not her grandmother, but a hungry wolf. It's bitches like this that aggravate me, yo.
Really, nigga?
You telling me by the time you saw them damn ears, you didn't realize that it wasn't your grandma? Like, for real? What has me lit, yo? I know it had your ass lit too. She didn't realize it wasn't her grandma until that damn wolf leapt at her, yo. Fucking stupid. She ran across the room and through the door shouting, "Help! Wolf!" as loudly as she could. A woodsman who was chopping logs nearby heard her cry and ran towards the cottage as fast as he could. He grabbed the wolf and made him spit out the poor grandmother, who was a bit frazzled by the whole experience, but still in one piece. I might not be a biology major or a biologist, whatever, but throughout this whole thing, you tell me not one little piece of grandma was digested in that stomach acid? Or do wolves' stomachs work different? This is just an observation. It just makes no sense to me. "Oh, Grandma, I was so scared," sobbed Little Red Riding Hood. "I'll never speak to strangers or dawdle in the forest again." There, child. You've learned an important lesson. Thank goodness you shouted loud enough for this kind woodsman to hear you. The woodsman knocked out the wolf and carried him deep into the forest where he wouldn't bother people any longer. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother had a nice lunch and a long chat. I swear, the little girls in these stories is dumb as hell. And I don't blame them, I blame their parents. You see the bullshit they be on. If you agree with any part of the story that I just explained here, hit that like button. And while you down there, go ahead and comment. Tell me a fairy tale I should look into. Once again, like, comment, and share this joint. Share this with everybody that's heard the story of Little Red Riding Hood. And don't forget to subscribe, because I got some good stuff coming on later in this channel, yo. It's only getting better from here. And with that being said, catch you on the flip.